Hello and welcome back to another episode of Toast Grind Gears. I'm your host Dennis, and I am not alone today, as I will be having this episode together with my friend Jamie.
Hello, Dennis.
Hello, Jamie. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Now the working day is finished. That is. What about yourself?
I'm doing good. Definitely better than last time when I was doing it, as I was feeling really tired and couldn't find very well the words what I want to say. As you can imagine, English is not my native language.
Yeah,
so
well, I'm considered an English person and I'll struggle enough with myself, so I can only just feel sorry for you more than anything.
Well, thank you very much for that. So anyways, today we're gonna be talking about Christmas.
Yeah,
Do you like Christmas?
it's coming to that time of year again.
Oh yeah, everyone is being stressful. All the presents need to be bought.
Yes.
Talking about that, have you prepared all the presents what you need for all your siblings?
Oh no. Well, I've got a couple of bits, but it's with myself. It's always a last minute dash. I'll get a couple of bits sorted, and then I'll get to a point where I think, oh god, it's like Christmas Eve for the next couple of days. I better get this sorted, and then that's when I have the mad moment.
Yeah, I can definitely understand where you are coming from with that, because I'm in a similar situation. I have some bits, but I still need to work on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just like having the time to do it all, but it's like obviously the cost of everything as well, and
oh yes, the costs have driven up quite madly.
Yeah, I mean, what how are you finding it yourself? Is it sort of like it's not? I should imagine it's not expensive, sort of like having a girlfriend about.
Oh, yeah. Of course, it's not gonna be expensive. Yeah,
yeah right.
need to start thinking about expensive bits like jewelry.
Oh,
and stuff.
mate.
Obviously, it's Christmas,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of tough, and at the same time, I can imagine it's not that bad as it could be. Because we are renting our place, we don't have mortgage or anything, so we don't get it.
It could be a lot worse than how we've got it now, anyway.
Oh yes, when it comes to it, all the people who has the interest rates rised up like crazy, people are getting left out on streets and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's just I wouldn't be in that kind of position.
No, I mean
it's like
I can come to my house and get in my bed. I've got food in my belly.
Exactly.
It's a lot worse out there than what we have.
All you have to worry about is that the owner of the house wouldn't raise the rent or decide to sell their house.
Yeah, well, that's the worst one, isn't it? I mean, like if there's a bit of a rent increase, you can probably manage, but if it comes to a point where they're saying, well, we need to sell up because we need the money or something, you've got to try and find somewhere else, and that can get bloody hard this time of the year, especially.
Of course it can, and I actually know one person in my building who's not really certain about his future at the moment, because the agency who's renting flat out for him has said that they are kinda thinking about selling the place, so they don't want to have an extended lease on it, but they're not quite sure yet. I personally don't think that they're gonna do it though, because housing prices have been going down with all the interest rate rises.
True, but if it's at a point where the person who's selling up is struggling themselves, it works both ways. I mean,
True.
If they've had a problem and they need like money to quickly cover something, in some aspects of life we're on the same level, but obviously at the other spectrum of things, they ain't got nothing to worry about.
Oh yes, of course. But all the depressing things aside, Christmas is still coming, and there's no stopping that. And what do you like most about Christmas? Is it the atmosphere of it, or all the gift giving? What exactly is it?
I think it is just spending time with people and that. For myself, it's nice to get a gift and give one out and that. But it's for me, it's like about family getting together and lots of people all under the same roof and all the laughter and that. I suppose it's only Christmas when that really happens, and you end up seeing people who you haven't seen sort of like throughout the year, and then you only meet them on special occasions. I suppose would be the right word.
Put in something. The most special occasion when everyone appears when somebody dies.
Well, yeah. That's probably not a special occasion, but that is in
its own way.
Yeah, it brings people together. But feel sorry for the bloke or woman who's 6 feet under, missing it all.
Oh yeah. They always laugh about this, actually, when it does happen. It's just like the one and only time when all relatives come together.
Well, yeah, it is. It is sort of like obviously a death of someone who you know, or the special time of the year when it is Christmas and you're allowed to be happy and meet everyone and that. I'll definitely go the Christmas route and the funeral route anyway.
Yeah. How about present culture? Do you do these things where everyone comes together and ripping tons of presents in morning? And
well, it was definitely a morning thing for when I was growing up and that. It would be a case of get up and just like myself and my sisters run downstairs and that, and they're stacked up a little bit, and then you just I don't know, you had to wait for mum and dad to come down as well, and they'll say whose is whose. You can, this one's yours, you can open this one. And then you just sort of like, when it comes to the point where you open one and it's a Barbie, and you mum and dad say, sorry, that one weren't for you, that weren't for you. Santa's got it wrong again this year.
Santa was pissed when I was doing it.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. Not far wrong. There's always a knees up for a lot of them at New Year, Christmas Eve.
I mean, at that point when somebody like little grandchild receives fucking or dildo it's supposed to be given to grandma, then you're in.
Yeah, this one's buzzing. This one must be yours.
Yeah. Moving and vibrating uncontrollably.
Yeah, this present seems to be trying to run away from me.
Did you have any favourite presents when you were a kid?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, when I was younger, I'll remember getting the first computer, which was like, I'm not sure, I think it might have been a Super Nintendo.
Oh, nice. So you get it good then.
Sort of. It weren't brand new, but it worked.
No, I think that's all what matters. I mean,
oh yeah,
it doesn't necessarily need to be brand new, doesn't it?
But no,
it's like all you care is the game, so that you can play.
Yeah, it was sort of like for me and my sisters. I think it was mainly for me though. I played on it more than what they did. But the old Super Mario, I think. Or was that? Yeah, that was Super Nintendo. God, that's going back some years though. What about yourself? What one sort of like stuck out in your mind the most from like obviously younger years?
Well, to be honest, I mean, my family have never been quite great with money, and there wasn't too many things like that. I do remember one thing, which I'm not sure if was my most favorite, but it was sticking out like wildfire in my memory.
Right.
One Christmas, I didn't ask for it, but my dad got me the toolbox.
Oh, nice.
But it's like one of those toolkits and
yeah,
stuff.
no, I definitely would have loved that. I was one of them.
I was some like 12-year-olds at that point.
No, I was always one of them kids. You get some strange child, wouldn't you, that just take everything apart. That was me.
Yeah,
that was seriously
I was
me.
one of those kids as well.
Yeah.
I used to tear apart quite a lot of stuff and try to fix stuff and
Yeah.
you know, invent something almost. Unfortunately, that phase is past.
I'm still quite into like fixing things and doing bits and pieces, but that's just my sad little bit. That is.
Well, I mean, fixing things in little bits and pieces is not as bad as I don't know, I have this really bad habit where I would get into something and I would get distracted by something else, then it would jump from one thing to the other.
Right, I've got you.
But
yeah, more
unfortunately,
sort of like jumping around trying to find the next thing to get you going.
yeah,
as such.
I mean, it's like it's not even like I feel like I lack something or it's not as interesting anymore. But I kind of see that one next thing, and I really, really like the idea, and I could see myself doing it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Then after some while, I kind of jump for something else, and I'm quite fortunate that now I kind of have settled myself down a little bit, thrown the good old anchor out, and have been sticking with weightlifting for quite some while now.
Yeah, you have spoke about that before.
It's 1.5 year now, I think, if not 2 almost.
So what's the most you can? What's your biggest deadlift?
Biggest deadlift? That happened in my competition where I was doing the novice strongman. It was 260 kilos.
260
deadlift.
kilos. So I'm just there trying to think what would be like.
You're the stone man, yeah.
If
you calculate things in stones.
No kilograms. So what was that?
No,
200.
260 kilograms.
260 kg. I'm just trying to find something that could give you the example of what that weight would be. Let's say, so basically something else that you could understand.
Baby elephant or something.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, it would be like a baby elephant.
How heavy is baby elephant? We'll go in a second. Google, look that up.
There's got to be something in there, like a mini.
Yeah, I know for in fact that Golf second generation. Which is car essentially. It was 500 kilograms, somewhere around the standard model. So it's like a quarter of that, almost half of the car.
I'm actually now googling baby elephant weight to see what it is. Right, on average, newborns. It's 120 kilograms for a baby elephant. Oh no!
So it's still.
Yeah, African elephants may weigh up to 165 kilograms when first born.
165. It's like like 1.5 a baby elephant.
Yeah. So you could just sort of like, if you're out in the woods one day and you come across a baby elephant, you know you could pick that up no problem.
Yeah, probably, unless it doesn't fucking wiggle. That might be a problem.
It might be, or you could just try and ride it off. Just ride it. That'll do.
Just ride it off. That is if there's baby elephant mama is not understanding it.
Yeah, she might.
Then you might be in for a fun time.
She might not like that too much, I must admit.
But yeah, it's all good fun. And it kind of I've been going well with weightlifting. I've stuck with it quite some time, but
yeah.
Kind of. I do desire some other things as well. Like for example, this podcast. I feel like I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
It's like having an occasional chat with with lads, you know.
Oh yeah.
Once a week or
Well,
something.
as you know, I'm a virgin to all this, so you're popping it for me, I suppose. This is my first
don't worry
one.
about this, quite good. So, yeah, well, returning back to Christmas, actually, you know, the different families are doing different things, obviously, and I can imagine for me, growing up in Baltics, it probably was quite different than for you
Oh,
here in UK.
yeah. I suppose it would be a question of what was your traditions at Christmas to find out, what you was doing that time of the year and that.
I feel like that there wasn't too much really traditions for us. It was as much as that we would have this Christmas tree, obviously, week before we would put it up, and an actual Christmas tree.
Yeah.
You know, we'd go find it in forest and bring it home, and would put it in stand and all that stuff, and decorate it.
So we always went 12 days before Christmas with the decorations were allowed. Yeah. Right. I think that's like, it might be more of a British thing, but they call it like 12 days for Christmas or something like that. It's definitely a British thing, or probably American. We always seem to pinch their ideas.
I can imagine that my dad probably was thinking 2 weeks before Christmas to have the Christmas tree at home is a nuisance.
Yeah. And I tell you what, they are messy things and all. They just drop their shit everywhere. They just drop it everywhere.
Yeah, all the needles.
Yeah,
and stuff.
it's just it does. It drives you up the wall. And then when it comes to removing it from the house, you leave half the tree in the house still, or just needles, a path of them leading to the doorway as you sort of go out.
I guess what you're saying, and it was a problem, and you needed to make sure that you water it. I don't know what was your stance like, but we had this like the big metal leg.
Yeah, it is.
And it would have another hole in the
middle,
which would be lower than the.
And then you just sort of twist a thing in your trunk of the actual Christmas tree itself. I mean, ours didn't have no water bottom or anything like that. It was just literally like a collar with a couple of legs.
Oh right. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Oh, those ones could imagine that by the time there was New Year's, there were almost no needles. So that
you're not far wrong. It used to be terrible.
I know that there were people who would get a bucket of sand and just stick it in there, so they would be able to water it and stuff. But we had this, like I said, this metal leg with a big hole on top of it, essentially like a big tray.
Yeah.
And inside the tray there would be the stand itself, where you would put the tree itself in it, and it would be the level of that center would be lower than the outer.
Yeah.
Outer tray. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'll get where you're coming from.
When you fill it up with water, it would reach the tree itself, and it wouldn't overflood, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
And just that leg was bloody. I know.
You don't want the tree falling over though.
No, definitely not. Not with all the decorations.
No.
We used to lit candles on that thing as well in Christmas.
Yeah. See, one thing I always remember doing was with my nan, like the popcorn on the cotton.
I have seen that. We haven't done it though.
Yeah, no. Well, I used to do that with my nan. Sort of like a bit of normal popcorn or whatever, and just sort of like you get a needle and thread and just make a long line of it.
We would do similar with candies. We would make the Christmas tree decorations.
Yeah.
It was like chocolate candies, and slowly you're just eating it off.
Yeah, yeah. I always remember sort of like we was allowed one a day, sort of thing.
Something like
that. Yeah, if you're lucky and you behaved yourself and you was good.
Well, we were 2 kids in families, me and my younger brother, and so it was 2 a day.
Nah, see, it was me. I had 2 sisters, so
2 sisters.
Yeah.
You lucky dog.
Just sort of like, I'd try and pinch theirs the odd time to see if I could get away with it. They probably done the same, but no, I never did.
So what was it like in the end? Obviously, you said you were brought in Christmas tree 12 days before. What did Christmas Eve itself look like? What kind of food did you prepare?
I don't know. I know my mum always used to prepare all like your vegetables and all that. Sort of like the night before on Christmas Eve, ready to put it on straight on in the morning. I remember doing that because I remember helping with the vegetables sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Sort of like we'd try and prepare as much as we could, I believe, sort of like Christmas Eve, and then in the morning that's when it would go on. So it'd be sort of like done for about, I think we normally have our dinner about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
1, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you do with those vegetables? Would you just cut them up and afterwards steam them?
Yeah, they'd be steamed. Sort of like we used to have like a silver tower thing, with a big pot at the bottom with other pans on top, and boil it, steam it all like that. But you know, it'd be all like the carrots and broccoli, cauliflower. And one thing I never understood, I still don't to this day, how people eat Brussels sprouts.
Brussels.
I can't.
Well,
I can't get on with them.
I really discovered Brussels sprouts only when I came to UK.
Oh mate, it should have sent you packing as soon as you had looked at one.
we would have not Brussels sprouts, but we would have the what is that, pickled grinded cabbage, if it makes sense.
Oh right, like the purple cabbage.
No, just regular cabbage.
Yeah.
You could have purple as well. Sometimes we would add purple in there, but it would be like prepared like months before.
Yeah.
You would kind of like grind it up in strange, kind of like, you know, just straight grinder. And
Yeah.
It had a special grinder. It was like would chop it up, and it would have salt in there. It would have sugar in there.
See,
I don't know.
I
think salt and sugar and some other spices.
yeah, we used to have chutney. That was always done months beforehand, and
right.
Christmas pudding. That was another one that was done months before Christmas and all.
Months before Christmas. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
You would think that Christmas pudding is something what you would make like closer up to those dates.
Yeah.
That's why I can stay for months in shop shelves and
yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I think it's just sort of like that full of sugar that nothing else will touch it apart from us greedy fuckers.
Well, yeah, talking about those cabbage though, we would kind of like do all that mix and stomp it with this big wooden stump, and afterwards put the lid on it.
Alright.
Like something we would press it down. Usually it would be wooden lid, and would leave it for 2 months or something. Or by itself, it would like make this interesting taste of it. It would be like pickled cabbage.
Yeah.
And wouldn't use vinegar, not that I remember at least. I think there was just, I think we did add some citric acid and some lemon juice to help do all the stuff what it's doing naturally.
Yeah, help sort of like push it along a little bit.
Yeah, and that stuff was kind of good. And just stewed cabbage as well, you know, like cooked in pan.
Yeah.
There's that kind of stuff would be very good with sausages and stuff, which would be very nice.
See, that's one thing. I don't know whether you had it or not, but the pigs in blankets.
Pigs in blankets, but that's something what I didn't know.
No, it's a bit of a weird one.
For us.
I mean, I love them. Don't get me wrong, but it's sort of like it's got to be a British thing where you actually get a part of a pig and make it a blanket into itself, and then eat it.
Yeah,
it's definitely one for the books, like sausage wrapped in bacon sort of thing. I must admit they are.
There's a similar thing got made. It would be literally like pig skin with thick layer of fat, I think it was, and then you would have vegetables in there and I think some kind of stuffing as well.
Oh, that does sound nice. I do like the sound of that one.
It would roll it up and then tie it with a string around so all what's in there wouldn't come out and shove it in the oven.
Oh yeah, no, that's making me a little bit hungry hearing that one.
Yeah, that's that kind of version we had, at least that I can remember. There's quite a few times.
Yeah,
it was made for Christmas.
I mean,
yeah, but other than that, it would be like traditional roast dinner, but chicken.
Yeah. We was I think we had a goose once. That was because my mum and dad were working on the land of a farmer, and they got given one off of the farmer.
Yeah, goose sounds fancy.
Yeah, it was a little bit fancy for us anyway. I'll say that much.
Was it dry though?
I know that turkey's really dry. Yeah, you are right on that. I don't really remember, if I'm honest. It was sort of like quite a few years ago, I must admit, but I do remember enjoying it. So it must have been alright.
I think that everyone around the table was like, "Oh, come on, boys, this is so good," and it's just kind of like engraved in your memory that it was like the best thing ever.
Yeah, more than likely, yeah. But no, that's most of the time it was like yourself, just a chicken sort of thing.
Oh yeah. Did you had any funny accidents during Christmas? I know that occasionally they happen.
Oh,
like mishaps in kitchen or around the Christmas tree.
Yeah, there's always a story to tell, isn't there? It's not more of a funny mishap, but one Christmas, my youngest son, he had chicken pox on Christmas, and he bless him, he had it bad, and we couldn't have no one round because obviously people have got to be careful. So that was just one for us and the kids and that. But
it was very, very quiet.
Yeah, I did feel sorry for him. But no, I suppose from when I was younger. What funny things happened? I always, it would just be like, I don't actually remember any like funny incidents as such, but I was just sitting there trying to think. I mean, like, obviously you got all the classic ones where a dog nearly knocks over the tree and...
Oh, those are the best ones,
yeah.
Like, I know that my cousins had cat who was bloody living inside the Christmas tree.
Looking for them squirrels.
Actually, when I'm talking about it, my girlfriend's parents, their cat as well. They would literally go inside Christmas tree and play around with baubles.
Yeah.
Baubles.
We used to have like, it was, I don't know what sort of stuff it was. It was like basically long tinsel you just lob at the tree, and it would just land there, and it was meant to look nice.
Yeah.
But one of our cats always used to get like bits of it off the tree and just run off with it. Never see it again. Don't know what it done with it, but it had loads of it.
They probably had this own Christmas stash.
Yeah, that's it. Each year building it up.
Secret hangout. Slowly. Yeah, I remember that it was usually when you would put the Christmas decorations on, usually something would break.
Yeah.
When especially I don't know whether you did it. We used to take this big row of Christmas lights and go around the room itself.
That used to take forever. Putting them around that tree just seemed to take a little while, I must admit.
Oh yeah.
And then you'd always sort of like, at some point there'll be someone there trying to find that loose bulb, because none of them worked until that bulb was put in just right.
Good thing that doesn't happen really with LEDs.
No,
these
no,
days.
nowadays just one goes and that's it, isn't it? But no, I always remember it was always like it was one halfway down the string or something, and if that bulb had blown or just come out a little tiny bit, that was it. That was your whole light's gone.
Well, you would go through all of it one by one, trying to find that one stupid light.
Yeah.
I guess what you're saying. I know that sometimes you got the good lights where you had kind of like two connections to it. It would be like one plug, but 4 wires go off, and it would be in 2 sections.
Yeah.
And if one of the section only goes out, that would be a bit more easier to find.
Yeah, I suppose it would sort of like cut half of it down for you or somewhere along them lines. But no, it's always a pain because sort of like myself, when I used to pack up the decorations and that, I'd always try and wrap the lights up nice. So they'd just come out next year and they'll be like, I'm here, and sort of like put me up straight away. But no, you'd always be there for like a good half hour trying to untangle them again.
Yeah, and doesn't matter how neat you put them away, they're always going to come all rubbish.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know what happens. There must be like gremlins in your loft, sort of like ready to just go, oh, let's mess these Christmas lights up.
Listen, that's the same thing what happens pretty much with the with headphones. Earphones.
Yeah. And any cable really, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, like
you put your phone charger in the bag and it comes out in fucking 20 different tangles.
Yeah. And then it takes you like
covered in knots.
a good half hour to try and unwind it sometimes if it's that bad.
I know that I have definitely a story. I don't remember by myself, but my mom used to tell me when I got older that it would be Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah.
And it lit these candles in the tree, and they were all nicely done and all good. And for a split second, my mom went off the kitchen and left me in that room.
Oh no.
Saying that, I don't remember that, but she would come back and see I am standing there and carpet in front of me just lit up.
Oh mate, that's a near miss if I've ever heard of a near miss.
Oh yeah, there definitely was near miss. And the funny fact that I don't remember about that. But obviously I was so small, like 3 or 4 years old only. And she's like, for a split second, it just went down the kitchen, came back, and that's your carpet is burning. I was standing there.
So sounds like I've got a bit of a pyromaniac of a friend, sort of like just burning everything down. Better just keep an eye on everything, really, before it...
I did like to make homemade explosives when I was a kid.
Oh, blimey. Well, there you go.
Like playing around with gunpowder and stuff later on down the line.
No, I can't say I had much gunpowder experience myself.
Well, that's if you have your hand on them, obviously.
Yeah. One thing I always do remember doing is we used to build rockets. And you'd shoot them off up into the air and they would land somewhere, and you'd spend a good half of the day trying to find where they went.
But that's cool though, because I remember when I was going in primary school, we had the rocket club.
Yeah.
They would make rockets. There would be one of those which would go up.
Yeah.
Shoot out the parachute.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
And then they would land down. Right?
Yeah.
And every year they would do this performance outside and sports field, and everyone from school would be out and look at them, how they shoot them in the air and how they land and all that stuff. But by the time I would actually understand or be able to build something like that last year they decided that no, they don't have enough funding and they're shutting it down.
Oh, mate, good.
Yeah, I was like the most unhappiest kid ever. It's like, come on, let me build some rockets. I don't have enough knowledge by myself to do this.
So I'm pretty sure nowadays, though, all you've got to do is sort of like spend about 5 minutes looking on Google, and you will find how to make a rocket.
Oh yes, of course you probably could, but now at this point you're like, well, I will do something like that. Okay, where do I launch it? Go to park. Good chance are that there's police gonna come down to you.
Yeah, I don't think they'll take too kindly to launching stuff up everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, even these. I don't know if you have ever heard, but there's these hot remote controlled or rigged into string big air balloons. They used to be in fashion. You could launch them up in the air quite high. And apparently now you need to register those things.
Oh. What, do you need a pilot's license for something like that nowadays?
Apparently that you don't need pilot's license because you are not in the air, but you're still controlling it, and it's an object in the air. So it had to be a pass number, like big numbers on it, which would indicate the information about it, and it should be registered. So just in case some kind of low-flying plane, for example, like we have in Finland over here, the parachute club, right? If that kind of plane is flying close to it, it could read the number and ask dispatch what's going on. What is that?
Oh.
You know, on the dispatch to say, "Oh yeah, this is such and such."
So they can confirm it's not a UFO.
Yeah, they confirm that it's not some kind of random dangerous object in the air, that it's in control by someone, and this is how high it's allowed to fly.
Right.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I've got you.
And just in case it loses control or goes off somewhere, by that number, contacting certain authorities, they would be able to call you and return back the thing, and obviously probably fine you for the fact that you lost control of it.
Yeah, that's sort of like not something you really want to bump into someone up there, is it?
No, it isn't, and that kind of made me wonder how long it's gonna take for that kind of thing to catch on drones.
Yeah, that won't be far off on the old drone.
You know, drones, RC planes, although RC planes are not as popular as they used to be, I think. At least I don't see too many kids flying.
No, they're
FPS drones and stuff.
Yeah, that's sort of like your planes and that. They're sort of like normally your little sort of like events and all that there. But now your drones, they're like 10 to a dozen. They are. You probably go to your local shop and just pick one up straight away.
Well, you don't have to go to shop even. You go down to AliExpress and pick up something for less than $100.
Oh, I've got to love a bit of AliExpress.
Oh yeah, there's the amount of stuff what you can find there is just obscene.
Yeah, bit of well, as I like to say sometimes, Chinesium stuff.
Yeah, Chinesium. There's all kind of stuff. There's like not only just Chinesium. There's like Chinesium specific, like Hong Kong.
Oh yeah.
Or
Taiwan.
Whatever other places.
Taiwan. They have items on there. I mean, it's not even like always from abroad. I mean, I know they're English sellers on there. German.
Do they? We didn't know they have English sellers.
Yeah. It's not like obviously a lot of sellers from England, but I know a lot of it is from Spain, Germany, places sort of like that side of the pond. You know, it's not all from China.
Actually, mentioning AliExpress, I can't imagine a better place where to get cheap present to find in an AliExpress. Keep in mind, this is not paid advertisement for AliExpress.
No, but if it is paid advertisement, you could pay me in stuff I'd like to order.
Yeah, and when it comes to it, if you're tight on budget or something, you can find decent stuff over there.
Oh,
as
yeah.
long as you know where to look for.
Yeah, you have got to be careful.
Can buy lots of rubbish.
Yeah, you got to be careful, I must admit. But, you know, if you're willing to wait a month or so, you can save yourself a small little fortune.
Yeah, exactly. Like you were talking about that smartwatch that you bought over there.
Yeah.
I was shocked for, what was it, £60?
No, it's about 50, 60 quid.
50, 60 quid.
Yeah.
And that's for quite nice smartwatch, and it doesn't seem like it would be glitching or
No,
anything.
it runs smoothly. I mean, it does all like your usual stuff, your step counter and blood pressure and all them bits and pieces. But no, I must admit, I've not had a problem with it.
Everything what modern smartwatch should be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said AliExpress is a good place where to find it if you know what to look for.
Yeah.
And where to look for it.
That's the hardest part. There are some.
Yeah.
I think it's like wherever you go though. There's always, you know, people trying to pull the wool over your eyes. They'll pinch a few pounds off you if they can.
Yeah, of course. But well, going off from the cheap end and pulling together with Christmas, there's always rich people over there, right?
Yeah. If you've got the money to burn, the world's your oyster.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where you order and how much you order, you can get it almost immediately at that point.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting. Have you heard about any presents what rich kids would have been receiving in Christmas or any other year of time?
Well, I suppose there's all different types of rich. I mean, like, when I was growing up, you know, you had the kids that were better off, but to you they seem rich. And there's always on your PCs and stuff like that. But then you've got the other end of the spectrum where it's just like your ridiculous presents.
I used to be actually so jealous, to be honest. As I was mentioning, for me, for example, my family wasn't really didn't have very big budgets to spend on things like electronics or presents and stuff. And you always hear that one kid, a couple kids in school, go like, "Oh yeah, my daddy got me a bloody computer with the newest motherboard in there, or you know, video card, yada yada yada, and I can play bloody, what is it,
back then,
World of Warfare, GTA on it." And it's like, I think at that time, I think it was GTA San Andreas was coming out, and
that's
going
like, back.
Yeah, I can play that, and I'm playing online, and it would make me so jealous, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like,
you know, there are like basically two massive divides. You know, it's a massive difference for people from one end to the other. You know, you've got one sort of like, for instance, one family trying to scrape the money together for a decent Christmas meal, and then you've got the other side where money's no object. You know, we can go to New York and have our Christmas dinner on the balcony of our second flat or something.
But sometimes it's actually shocking. At the time I didn't really think that much about it, but there always was like, there would be kids who would get like the latest phones, right?
Yeah.
And they always would be on finance.
Yeah.
But you don't think as a kid that what does it mean for a parent to take that kind of thing on finance, like the latest phone? It's like you have to pay bills for it every month for next 2 years at least.
Oh, easily. I mean,
then you see this kid treating that phone like trash.
Yeah, chucking it over everywhere and that. I mean, I know we live in a throwaway society nowadays. You know, people aren't bothered about getting, you know, as we were saying earlier, back when we were kids, you know, you broke something or your fence something broke and you try and fix it up sort of thing. But nowadays, it's, kids think that everything just grows on a tree and you can just throw it away and just get a new one.
I think back in 2009, 2006, I already started noticing that kind of behavior from people who I knew, to be honest.
Yeah.
Would be like, I know a friend who had this Sonic Walkman,
Right.
and it would be like really nice. It's like partial kind of flip phone, but instead of flipping out the screen, it had this small bit on the bottom, like cover, which you would flip open. Then you would have all the dials, but if you would close it, you would have controls for music player.
Right.
And it's like, it looked like really nice phone with all the Bluetooth and stuff, and you know, listen music and all that jazz.
Yeah.
And then you would see them bloody breaking them.
Oh.
I was like, what? What do you mean? How can you treat that thing like that?
Yeah.
First of all, it seemed like the coolest thing ever at the time, yeah. And this kid is just treating that thing like it's nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
He
haven't heard it.
that is just though when money is no object to some people, they don't understand. I suppose they've got no respect for their belongings. You know, they ain't bothered. They just sort of like say to themselves, "Oh, I'll just get Dad to get me another one."
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes people can go to extremes as well. Like I was telling you about before we started podcasting, Justin Bieber, right? I think he was like 14 or 15. The one of those rappers who took him under got him a Lamborghini.
Bloody hell. You know.
Like, he can barely speak.
Yeah. He
Like,
struggles
I
with
think
it.
back then.
But no.
Yeah, I think back then he still his voice sounded like a little girl.
He still does to me anyway. You know, but you know that is. I mean, like some people they can just go out and probably even buy their child an island if they wanted to. You know, it is.
I'm pretty sure somebody have done.
That's
that
what I mean.
already.
It happens. You know, if money's no object, you can just go out and buy whatever you wanted.
Have you heard about this YouTuber called Mr. Beast?
Oh yes, Mr. Beast. I've heard of him.
Yeah.
One of my boys likes him, watches him.
Yeah, he bought a tropical island. Guess what he did with it?
Give it away in a competition.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. If I would be able to afford an island like that, I would not give it away.
No, it's all for the ratings. Let's just say that.
I mean, it was kind of like this. It even had like its own cave.
Yeah, you know, some people
its
could
own
only
cave,
dream of going to
forest.
an island, let alone buying
Even
one.
animals living on it.
Yeah,
It's just like, oh yeah, whoever can win this competition can get the island afterwards.
I must have missed mine, but I will say that.
I wish I would be that successful.
Oh well,
That would be good. The things I would do.
I'd try to think what I'd do. To be honest, I won't repeat it, or as this podcast could be banned. So I'll stick it with that.
It's just like, yeah. Some people when I hear that who have lots of money or some uncles so that they don't know what to do with it, and then they start doing stupid things like buying a new car every month or something. It's like, and then you always hear this answer, you know, it's like, if you would have money, you wouldn't know as well. Now you're saying that you wouldn't know. I was like, no, you get it very wrong. I would know what to do with that money. Believe me. I think it would start a little empire by now.
I think I would just buy the most stupidest of things just to beat everyone else. Because you always get like the rich people, don't you? They think to themselves, what is there that I can go out, buy, and it was just like really stupid idea to spend that sort of money on that.
But it's, well, at the same time, it's quite funny as well, because there are people who look at these successful guys, you know, who are like, oh yeah, they're like just stealing from local communities or something like that, and destroy local nature or something. Like my town where I grew up, they came in this one director, like in school, new director, and he had owned the business off the side as well. His family owned.
Right.
And essentially he kind of like stepped up. He managed to get into local government as well and all that jazz, and managed to attract quite a lot of money to himself.
Oh.
And what he did, close to the lakeside, he got some land and built greenhouses over there and started growing flowers and that kind of stuff.
Oh, fair enough.
And there were people who were kind of like angry on him because of saying that he's abusing his position in local government. That's why he has so much money and he's able to do all this stuff.
Oh, it's.
I mean,
it is what they say, though, isn't it? The rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
yeah. Well, at the same time, what stopped you from doing?
Me?
It's like
I got the brains, mate.
I was not talking about you in particular. I'm just talking about for the people who are complaining. Do you get what I mean? They're
Oh
like,
no, I know what you mean.
What? So they're complaining, and at the same time you see them every weekend drinking, for example.
Yeah.
Or just doing nothing, sitting and watching football.
Well,
so it's like
I suppose you just.
you're being jealous.
Everyone needs that kick
That's
up the arse.
Yeah. And what do you mean you don't have brains for it? I mean, you're capable of speaking.
Well,
you're capable of thinking.
yeah, I suppose.
Partially counting.
If I've got my toes out, I can count to 20.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good start.
That is a very good start.
Just add another 0 to each one of them. Just keep
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Dennis and Jamie teach us how to count.
Yeah. One.
Get your toes out. Yeah, get your toes out.
Well, make sure you say that right. You could be told off if you say that one wrong.
Once again, get your toes out.
Yeah.
And then add 0 to it.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a recipe for how to count. There you go, boys and girls.
Next week we'll be covering the ABC.
Yeah. The Chinese one.
Oh no.
The Chinese one. Upside down dictionary.
I wouldn't know where to start.
Well, you might not know where to start, but once you go through it, you might be able to read Kama Sutra upside down.
Well, I think if I'm reading the Kama Sutra, I'm definitely going to be upside down anyway. Copying anything.
So you know how to do that already.
Oh, I've seen the book, so a lot of them won pictures and.
So have you seen the book upside down?
I'll give it a go, and I'll get back to you.
Fair enough. I will wait. Well, yeah. Well, you were saying something about somebody getting someone a golden bath.
Oh yeah, 24 karat gold bath. I think it was Mr. Tyson, one of the boxer who got his ex-wife.
The one who bit ear off for his opponent.
Yeah, that's it. And
Savage Tyson.
I wouldn't want to meet him down a dark alley. I'll tell you that much. But no,
Well,
I can't remember how much it was now. It was. I know. Oh, hold on. I'm there looking at my secret list. Shall we call it?
Secret list.
Yeah. £2.3 million.
2.3 million pounds.
Yeah, for this lovely 24 karat gold bath.
24 karat. That's a very pure gold.
That is like obviously the top you can get. I mean, God knows what it must be worth now. But this was like when he was married to, I think her name was Robin. And that must have been some years ago. And you know, back then that was 2.3 million. So I dread to think what it'll probably be worth now.
There's this one rich lady who essentially got for one of their kids, or just one kid, Range Rover.
Oh.
For 16th birthday. And guess how much that thing was costing? $90,000.
Bloody hell. You know,
there's 9 0 and 3 zeros.
Yeah. You know,
bloody mental.
You could. Some people that would sort of like get them a house even. Somewhere to live for the rest of your life.
I think. Yesterday I was checking out house prices, and there was decent semi-detached house with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, 70-something thousand.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Imagine.
You'd be set for life.
It's just obscene, doesn't it? I mean,
it's what people can spend. You know, it's just beyond me. I mean, I'm there looking at this like special little list again, and there's one on here. What is it? It's the Star of the East and Hope Diamond. This was.
All right.
The late American brought it for a Christmas present. 250 million.
Oh my God, million! Well, that's a whole new level of rich over there.
You know, that was for like basically it's a type of it's a necklace. Like the whole necklace is just diamond.
Yeah.
And it's got 2 massive diamonds at the bottom of it. You know, it's ridiculous.
Imagine that person who made that necklace is like, oh yeah, don't have to work anymore ever in my life.
This is me sorted. You know, 250 million pounds. That's
I'm sorry to say, Jamie, you're probably not gonna spend that much money in your whole lifetime.
I'm never gonna see that much money in my lifetime. I'll be lucky if I get up to sort of like 1 million, let alone 250 million.
You're gonna be grinding your ass like crazy to do that, mate.
Mate, I'll be paying people for that sort of thing. You know, I'll be losing that money if I'm grinding my ass on people. You know, I ain't that lucky.
Well, so there's a fun one. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West have bought a Michael Jackson's leather jacket for their 6-year-old. $65,500 pounds. Dollars, not pounds. Sorry.
Bloody hell, that's some money.
That's somewhere around £50,000, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be able to spend that on more kids, but
never in my life. Listen, if I would be so rich, I would not pay so much for bloody presents for my children. You know, it's just ridiculous.
It's that they've lived with it the whole life, haven't they? Money's no object. They can do whatever they want with it.
I think it kind of depends how you raise them, really.
Well, yes, that is very true. I mean, like, there's another one here. With climate change, this one, it's a little bit that way. Basically, the man who was behind the Love Boat, an old TV series. He done Charlie's Angels and Beverly Hills. He was basically top man. He spent $2 million for a white Christmas. Basically, he brought in all these machines to put out fake snow so we could have a white Christmas.
Where was it again?
This would have been in California.
California.
Yep.
So it was literally for an hour or something.
I don't know how long it was for. Basically, he paid this money, like $2 million. What does that? Yeah, $2 million, just so he could sort of like have a week Christmas Day.
Let's see, like small layer of snow maybe.
Yeah.
In that one in particular area where it's blowing. That is crazy.
Yeah, just so he could basically have a white Christmas. $2 million for a day.
I mean, I think you could see that as a very noble aim. You know, make somebody happy at the same time you cool down the planet.
Yeah, I suppose that's one thing.
I can kind of see that as a good thing, a little bit, kind of. I mean, not throwing down money completely in the ground.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it's gonna melt. You're gonna watch £2 million melt.
Of course you will, and it's just in the end of the day, that's a ridiculous amount of money. Probably enough to end world hunger when it comes to it.
Oh mate, it's ridiculous what they have to spend, you know. And I'm guessing like I'm only hitting on the later side of things as well. You know, you can guarantee some of them are going to cost billions.
Well, there was this one family who did an interesting one. They bought for their little daughter, I think it was, treehouse. Like made the treehouse for something like 50,000 odd.
Yeah.
That's a treehouse for a kid. So I can imagine it's probably with all bed, bathroom, and everything else in there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the world is your oyster when you've got that sort of money. You can get whatever you want.
Yeah. Imagine you just fucking bent down. What would you look like if you would have that much money? Like, for example, there's a week already passed and you have earned or got somehow something like 20 million.
Mate, I would be fat as anything. I would have ate all the good stuff. I would have treated myself to all sorts to eat. I would have just gone mental.
Just mental. So you only would spend it in food in that case, eh?
Well, to start off with, I'd just eat like a king, and then go from there, basically. And I'm not talking like kings of nowadays. I'm talking like kings of old, where you'd sit at a massive table and it'd be just like massive amount of food.
20 feet long table covered in food, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd have loads of people around, and we would just all dig in, go for it.
It's like, yeah, it's one of those 20 feet table full with food, and in the middle of table you have massive, some cooked pig, which is like 5 feet long.
That's it, yeah, and you just pick up a big piece of it and just bite on it and row. There you go.
Just rip the leg off that thing and go.
Yeah.
Like the kings, eh?
But no, that would be my first thing. I would just go mental. I dread.
That's just one day, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
So imagine after a week.
Cool.
I think I would have gone straight for a house.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. But no. I would just have a massive feast. I'd just give it some proper big style.
Yeah, pull your all relatives inside it.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even be a funeral, so that's an even bigger bonus.
make a big feast like that, and then in the end of it, just say, "Okay, now I have fed you. Don't want to see you till at least next 10 years."
Now I'm going to blow the rest of my millions.
Yeah, don't call me. I won't be bloody any charity shop. I don't do charity. As simple as that.
I've got my own charity, the Jamie Foundation.
The Jamie Foundation, yeah.
Yeah.
What would you give money to?
It's for me. Charity begins at home.
People can give you money, yeah.
Yeah. You give me some millions, I'll be all right. I'll look after it.
I will find a way how to spend it.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it's fun talking about this whole rich stuff and all that. But now we have an hour already. I think this probably should be finishing something. And, it was fun talking with you, and I hope that others who are listening this podcast will enjoy it. Yeah. Please check out the previous podcast what I did about fireworks. Listen to that, and subscribe, like, comment, and check out for the next episode.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be having another chat with you again soon.
Yeah, I believe we will, because this went fun.
Yeah.
We just need to find some crazier topics, something spicier to talk about.
Yeah,
just since Christmas were coming, I feel like it was kind of like obligation to make.
Well, you got to talk about it, ain't you? I suppose.
Yeah, you got to talk about Christmas, and it's very interesting to compare to how it was like for you and how it was like for me Christmas in our family.
Yeah, there's a lot of variations out there. I'll say that much.
Oh yes, of course. No, I mean it's like 2-hour flight in between these two countries. You know, where I used to live and where you are living.
Yeah, it's surprising how things can change just from even like a couple of miles away.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, different families, different things have happened, and the stories just keep piling up, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
And nobody will remember them if people won't talk about them.
Well, that's it. We're the living memory of them.
So yeah, like I said, it was nice talking with you, and
yeah, I enjoyed it.
And I hope that everyone can enjoy this episode as well. And see you next time, and bye.
Bye.